Alrighty, so today we're going to go over the process of buying a motorcycle. It's an easy process. You just got to ask the right questions, and asking the right questions is very crucial to the buying process of a motorcycle. And I'm going to help you go through them so we can knock out the motorcycle that you want to get, or, you know, potentially, or maybe you're just fucking around just looking at bikes. You know, fuck it, let's do it. I've been riding for a couple of years now, and I bought several motorcycles, and I want to teach some mistakes not to do that I've done so you don't do it, okay? The first thing I want to point out is that a lot of sellers run by, don't ask, don't tell policy. And what that means is, if you don't ask them the questions, they're not going to tell you anything, okay? Some people will lie about things, and that's what the questions are for. So you, as your intuition goes on, you're going to determine, that sounds real, that sounds fake, okay? Okay. First thing to notice, if it seems sketchy or the deal seems way too good to be true, that's probably true, okay? It's probably not real. We don't want to fall for things that seem like they're too good to be true, because if you do, then you'll probably end up getting scammed. Don't send money online. I would never do that. Also, don't feel obligated that you have to buy something because you traveled so far and you feel like you wasted the person's time. I felt guilty at some points, but at the end of the day, you're the one driving, right? You're the one that's putting in that work. And even if they drive to you, that's sketchy as well. Don't let them drive to you. That's weird, okay? If you can't get there, you better find a way, all right? Ride it back if you have to, all right? Illegally ride it back. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's a possibility, all right? I'm saying, like, if you have them deliver it to you, the bike's already hot, you have no idea what the issues are, and you have no idea where the place is coming from, you have no idea what kind of person they are because you don't see where they live or where they want to meet up, and they're idealistics on what's going on. First things first, make sure that they have the title. If it's in the description, it should say that's a clean title. If it's not a clean title, if it has salvage or rebuild or anything like that, you want to know these things because you don't want to be able to, you're not going to be able to transfer it in your name if you don't have this information. This information is very, very crucial to the buying process of a motorcycle or any kind of vehicle in general. You want to figure out what's going on with the title. I've had it to where someone gave me a title in it and it had someone else's name signed off on it. So it fucked me over, and that's because I was being ignorant to the fact, and I was very young. And so I'm trying to let you know, pay attention to these small things, but be like, hey, I want to make sure it's a cold bike. The reason being is a cold bike is a fresh bike, okay? There's going to be certain ways to turn on a bike, and when it's nice and warm, it's fucking the snap of your fingers, okay? When it's nice and cold, that's when everything is relaxed. All the engine parts are nice and stiff, so everything's cold, everything's nice, and then when it starts right up and it's cold, then you got a good bike. All right? The next thing you're going to do, and the last step before you go see the bike, is to, you can ask more questions if you'd like, of course, definitely ask more questions. These are just the general guidelines. Take a buddy with you if you can. If you can't, it's alright, but that's what this video is for, is to teach you the things to ask. Definitely be firm, but if you have a buddy, definitely get your buddy to come out and assist you on trying to buy a bike, because not only were they going to find things that you don't see, but they're going to be realistic with you, They're going to be like, hey man, like, this is awesome, but I feel like I thought you were going to get something better, I thought you were going to get something like this. And, definitely have a buddy that's going to tell you how it is, tell them the facts, because you don't want to buy a piece of shit bike just because you're right in front of it and it seems awesome, okay? Your money is well worth spent on what you want it to be rather than settling for less, all right? That's very important to me. Definitely buy what you want, okay? So when you're meeting up with the guy, right, or meeting up with the girl, the person, human being, the dog, however you're going to buy it, when you're meeting up with that individual, ask them, hey, man, I want to start the bike. That's cool. And the reason why you want to do this is because you want to be able to grab the key, right? You want to grab the key, put it in, turn it over, let the injection go through, start it right up, okay? The reason why you want to do that is because some people, and I've actually experienced this myself, they'll go in, they'll turn it, they'll have to tap here and there and rev it a little bit, give it a little bit of gas before they start it. You don't want that, all right? Because if they do that behind your back, you have no idea what else problems there are, okay? You want to be able to start the bike. You want to make sure that the bike runs on your command, not on theirs, all right? Because when you buy the bike and you go home and the bike's nice and warm and then the next day it's cold and you can't start it and you're wondering what the hell's going on, that's because you didn't pay attention and you didn't start it yourself. I recommend starting it yourself because it just eliminates a problem right off the bat. Hey, it starts up, right away. But before you even start the bike, definitely feel like, hey, did he lie? Is it cold? He said it was going to be cold. It's warm. What the fuck? Hey, that's sketchy. Now I would cancel the deal immediately. Immediately, I would cancel the deal. I don't care if he was like, oh, I wanted to get one last ride in, blah, blah, blah. No. that sketch at, and he'd be like, hey man, I asked you. I would cut it right there, because there's no point of keeping a deal going if he lied to you already about the engine being cold. All right, so that's simple as that. We're gonna move on to the next step. And the next step, like I was saying, start the bike up. The engine's cold, start it up. It shouldn't take more than one crank. Personally, I would say one crank is good enough for me. There shouldn't be two. If there's two, then you know there's something going on. You know, it might be, if it's freezing cold outside, kind of understandable, but it should not take more than one crank. I bought many bikes, and I've never had a bike not start up on one crank, okay? The only time I ever did is because I messed with the clutch lever, and the clutch wasn't all the way in, so it kept acting weird. All right, so it's just very simplistic. I'm saying it's what I would want. I wouldn't want a bike that starts up, you know, after 5 fucking tries, because then, you know, what the hell's going on? I'm about to ride on this bike, you know. So we're gonna pretend the bike is on. You know, the bike's already warm, so it's no need to warm up. Well, it's warm. You know, started it, whatever. You did it yourself. Take a walk around the bike. Let it warm up. Listen to the sound. You know, feel motivated. Damn, I'm about to get a bike. You know. Okay, but I noticed there's a scuff mark here. Okay, let's keep walking around. Alrighty, everything looks great. Oh, another scuff mark here. A little tiny bit of scratch right there. Okay. I notice there's a little scratch right here. Okay, so, what's going on? Oh, there's a scratch here, and what else? I think a little bit right there. Okay. So that wasn't mentioned, you know. Let me ask, okay. After hearing the bike and everything, turn the bike off. You feel like you noticed everything? Go ahead and ask him, hey, what's going on? Why is there a scratch here? Why is there a scratch there? More than likely, they're going to be like, oh, you know, I did this and I did that, but, you know, I never dropped it and whatever. And if you notice, these are just these scuff marks, right? These scuff marks on my bike. I personally did those, okay? We're not going to talk about that, but whatever. But this little scuff mark the guy before me did, but he told me, he was like, hey, I just, you know, ran it against a wall, like, you know, slid it against it. And the only reason why I believe him is because a bike is pretty heavy. I mean, this is a light bike, but a bike in general is heavy. 200 pounds, you know, plastic, it's going to scratch it up, you know, a lot. If he dropped it, I feel like it'd be a bigger dent here. I feel like there'd be scuff marks here, the frame, the fairing might even be scratched a little bit. You know, I feel like there'd be a little bit more scratches, right? I mean, it's a possibility that it went down, but it was very light. You know, I couldn't notice it. He bullshitted the fuck out of me if he got me, but whatever. You know, this bike's perfectly fine. I've had it for months now. Okay, is after you determine the bike, right? You take a look around. You're liking it. You're like, okay, I like the way it looks. I don't like the way it looks. I like the way it feels, or I like the way it sounds. Whatever. Go ahead and be like, all right, is it cool if I ride it? You know, obviously, that's a must, okay? You have to ride the bike before you buy it, okay? Do not buy a bike before you ride it, because you have no idea how it feels. You have no idea what it's like, all right? These are things that you want. You want to make sure it feels nice. Of course, if it's your bike and you've been wanting this thing for a long time and you're coming out to see it, you got to put your ego aside and be like, hey, this is my money right here, okay? I want this to feel exactly how I want it to feel, okay? If this is your first time on a bike, I'd recommend just taking it a little slow. Take your time. Fuck the guy. Don't. I had a guy when I bought my first bike. He was like, man, I'm surprised you didn't rip it. And I was like, yeah, whatever. You know, it was my first bike. You know, I didn't need to rip it. I didn't really know how to ride. So we're gonna hop on the bike, right? Turn it on. Put the kickstand up, obviously. Let's go. Start it up. Okay, looks good. Go ahead and take a look. Let's see. How many miles are on this? Okay. Almost 12. Did it say that? All right, the bike's cold. Well, obviously it's hot now, but the bike's cold. You know, if your bike has this display, if not, then you'll just have to check just the mileage and see what else you can get out of it. But start the bike up. Okay, sounds nice, feels nice. The seating's pretty nice for me. I'm gonna go take a nice ride. So let's go take a nice little cruise real quick. I'm not gonna go far. I'm literally just doing this for a demonstration. So I'm going to go down and be like, okay, I'm going to get it into second. I don't know what that is. Not literally, obviously, because I'm in a parking garage. I'm not going to do that. But, you know, go ahead and get a feel for it. Go ahead and hear the bike, listen to what it sounds like, and then before you head back, as you can see I'm doing, don't do this, but go ahead and pull into a parking lot. Wherever you're nearby, go ahead and just pull over real quick. So we're going to act like this is like, you know, Walmart or something, or, you know, a store relatively close by, right? It's in neutral. Hop off the bike. I can turn it off. Go ahead and take a look. Okay. I like the way it feels. I like the way it sounds. Let me see if I can get a deeper inspect on what's going on. Okay, why are there wires here? All right. Why are there wires down there? You know, obviously there's an LED strip right there, but if you don't see it, you don't know, okay? You want to know these things. Why is shit where, you know, you don't recognize? If you think that something's off, just go ahead and ask. It doesn't make you sound stupid because you ask. Hey, man, I'm not too sure what this is. Can you go ahead and explain it? If they say some bullshit answer, then there you go. It's bullshit. That's the way if it looks like shit and it smells like shit, it's probably shit, man. Unless you have like a fart bottle spray, just spraying that shit around, whatever. But, you know, go ahead and take a look. Okay, I like the way it looks. You know, I really enjoy this bike. This bike looks awesome. Or, man, this bike did not feel like anything I wanted it to be. It felt a little loose. I felt there were screws missing in the seat. There were screws missing over here and there. The fairing's cracked. There's tape on it. It's up to you. It's your discretion to buy. Okay. Another thing to ask is to make sure. Hey, when was the last time the oil was changed? You know. You want to get all the information you can about the bike. Anything that you know or anything you can know about the bike, you want to ask these questions because it's very vital to the purchase process, okay? The purchase process is probably the number one part because it's your money. You traveled, you didn't travel, whatever. It's your money out of your pocket or your bank. You're about to be owing money to someone, okay? Whether it's a bank, whether it's, you know, hurting your pockets in general, it's your money, so it's your decision, okay? Make sure you make the right decision because, you know, sometimes we make mistakes. But try to avoid these mistakes by asking these certain questions, okay?
Shut up and take
my money! If it seems sketchy or seems too good to be true, something's up, okay? Sometimes you're really lucky, but I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10 you're not. I thought I was very, very lucky, 100% of the time, and I lost a lot of money, man. And I'm trying to let you know, like, it took a lot of hustle and grind just to get this bike because, you know, I've been set back so many times, and I'm trying to tell you that it's very important to ask these vital questions because it's your money, man. Because once you buy it and you don't know where they went, you're fucked, man. Okay. So with the last step, it's your decision. It's now up to you. Okay. I'm done. Once you make that final decision, you buy it. That's you. That's your money. That's your bike. Right. Make sure you get the title. Make sure the VIN matches the frame. Right. If you don't know where to look, a lot of the VINs are on the forks, which I don't think this one is. I think it's on this frame right here. But a lot of the VINs will be on the fork. Sometimes the forks, sometimes the frame of the body. Anyway, that's it, man. I hope you guys get a nice process of buying a motorcycle, but I am gonna bounce out of here. Anyway, if you like this video, hopefully you'll check out one of my other videos up here. Insta way. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Well, that was kind of stupid. Let me do a better outro. Okay. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, I'm out of here. It's fucking hot. I'm like dying right now.